everyone, this is Dave from Geekanoids, and this is my review of the Creative Zen X-Fi 2 8GB MP3 player. This is a great little MP3 player. It also plays video, and if you're looking for an alternative to the iPod, this really offers up some great features. So let's very quickly take a look at what you get inside the box. So you've got the MP3 player itself, and you remove this by flexing the packaging. It's quite tricky, these packaging, to get it open, but that releases the player. Now I'm going to pop this to one side. We'll have a closer look at the Creative player in a short while. On the back of here, I have had these out of the packaging. Very difficult to get out actually and back in, but I'll show you them very quickly. This is the supplied earphones. They're supplied with a nice long cable, and they're not bad quality actually. As supplied earphones go, they do offer up a very good sound, good detail, quite a lot of warmth to them as well, and very comfortable to wear. They come with these silicone attachments on, which are extremely comfortable. They go a little way into the ear canal, but as I say, do a very good job for supplied earphones. You might want to change these for higher quality earphones if you're serious about your music. Also in the box, you get this little package here. I'm not going to open it. It's got different size silicone attachments for the earphones. The ones on the earphones already are medium, and these are small and large size. And you get a little package here which has got various instructions for the device, quick start guide, etc. So extremely useful. You also get a little thing here about Audible, because you're going to get a free Audible experience included. You get an audio book on your new Creative Zen player, so that's really good. And then you get a very short USB cable, and this is used for connecting the device to your computer for both charging it and also for transferring music onto it. So let's remove this protective cover on the screen, and let's take a closer look at the Creative Zen X-Fi 2. So let's take a closer look at the Zen X-Fi 2 for you. On the front of the device we've got a 3-inch TFT touchscreen, runs at 400 by 240 pixel resolution. It's a sealed unit, so we've got this back in here. There's no way to get into the battery. The battery is claimed to give 25 hours of audio playback or 5 hours of video. Now in my tests I got just under that at 22 hours of audio and 4.5 hours of video. Now this is an 8GB version. It's also available in 16, 32 or 64GB capacities. Plus, if I show you the top, you can actually extend that memory even further with a micro SD card, and it supports up to an extra 16GB via this slot. Alongside that memory slot, you've got a little microphone pickup because it does offer a voice recorder feature. And then this black button here is the power on off button. So let's set the device to power up. And whilst that's starting up, I'll talk you around the rest of the device. On the right hand side, we've got the 3.5mm earphone jack, USB connection there for charging and transferring data across. Then we've also got a little reset switch on the bottom, which you shouldn't have to use very often, but it's there in case the player does lock up. This side's completely clear, and I've already shown you the back, which is also completely clear. Now that 3-inch touchscreen is actually surrounded by a black bezel, as you can see here, and on the right hand side of the black bezel is this little button here which takes you back to the main menu that you're seeing now. And then there's also a little built-in speaker. Now video playback, let's have a look at that first via this touchscreen, and it's actually pretty good on the 3-inch screen, and it supports WMV9, MPEG-4, DivX and XVID video playback. So let's pop into the video menu. It's all touch sensitive. Let's tap on this one and set it playing back. We've got on-screen controls here to pause if we want to. We can tap the audio button and adjust the audio down by sliding my finger down. And then if I want to go back one menu, I just tap back one menu. Now let's go to a different video. Perhaps we want to skip further along. Now we can't drag, yes we can drag along this progress bar. This gives you an idea of the picture quality. It's a nice vivid screen actually. Does a very good job of playing back video. I've been very surprised by its performance. So let's pause that and go back to the main menu. Now you do have to give an extra push on the screen. It's not as touch sensitive as a capacitive touchscreen. This is resistive, so you do have to push a little bit harder than a normal touchscreen. Let's go into music and go into albums, and then let's go into the demo track that's on here, and let's have a listen to Dance. I'm going to pop it up to full volume so you can hear how loud this speaker goes. So not a bad sort of sound from the speaker. I suppose it's one of the areas that lets the player down. It could go a lot louder, and it sounds a little bit tinny, so it's adequate, but it could have been better. We've also got photos for displaying photos on the screen, and we tap through to display them. You'll also notice there's an AV out icon down the bottom here. This port here will actually, with an optional cable, output the video to a TV screen. So looking at photos, I can tap the play and it will actually go through a slideshow of the photos. At the moment it's on number 8 of 56. Then it automatically transitions to another photo. If I pause that slideshow, we can navigate the photos by swiping. Again, you have to be quite firm on the screen. If I turn the device round, there is an accelerometer built in, so it will auto rotate the photos. Let's go back out to that main screen. If I rotate the device while it's on the home screen, it doesn't rotate that main menu. So that's a little bit of a shame, a little bit inconsistent, but it works just as well in this landscape format. Now, I didn't tell you while I was playing the videos and photos, but I will quickly cover off the formats that are actually supported. For audio, it supports MP3, WMA, WAV, Audible, AAC and FLAC, and for your photos it supports JPEG and BMP. Now you also get an FM radio, you get voice recording, you can have RSS feeds, and you can also connect it via Wi-Fi to pull down extra information. There's also a date thing here for a clock. I don't see the point of that myself, but it's nice that they've tried to add a few bits on. And you also get tasks and contacts as well as an alarm clock. Now the bits I didn't like, let's cover those off first. As I said, the speaker is useful but not brilliant. Don't get me wrong, it's perfectly usable, but it could have been a lot better. It's also worth mentioning that it works fine with Windows PC or Mac, but with Mac your only option is to plug it in via USB and drag and drop your files onto the device. What I do like is the screen is nice and clear. When I was looking at those photos, let's just pop back into photos again and into a different folder. It's a very nice screen actually. I've been very impressed with how clear the screen looks. That's one of the real big positive points. And the overall design and feel of the player, it's very light, but it feels extremely well made. And that accelerometer, very responsive as well, so very quick at rotating those photos around. Is it worth the money? Well, let's tell you the price. This 8GB version is just £99 in the UK or $109 in the US. I think that's really good value for money. You can get the 16GB version, 32GB or 64GB version, and the top end one, the 64GB, costs $249.99 in the UK or $350, so not bad at all. For me, I would probably opt for the £99 8GB version and then add in extra memory via the memory card slot. I think that's a good way of managing your music libraries as well. Well, thanks very much for listening. This has been my review of the Creative Zen X-Fi 2. Please do come back soon and check out more video reviews on the Geekanoids channel. And if you want to get my regular updates, then follow me on Twitter by following @Geekanoids. This video review is sponsored by EasyDraw, making drawing fun on Mac OS X.